Folks, all right. I'm going to do a quick video for you guys here. We're probably going to do about 20 minutes or so of, I would say, kind of like a back testing session, if you will. I'm going to be using GBPUSD because I don't trade GBPUSD, and so um, we're going to make it a little bit fair in terms of going back to some random price so that you guys know that I haven't seen this price action before because I don't trade this pair. So if I did Euro USD, trading off the 1 minute or second time frames, um, you can only go so far back in the second time frames, and I already know what kind of took place in terms of POIs this week. So let's go through some price action here, and we're going to be discussing a bit about how you guys can achieve 5RR per day using simply just structure. Now, if there's aspects to what I'm about to go through that you don't understand, then you can watch my previous YouTube videos, you can check out my course, or you can check out the mentorship. Either way, what we're going to be talking about has been discussed in this YouTube. And quite frankly, if you don't know all of what I'm teaching here, it's basic market structure and understanding how price action moves from zone to zone. And once you understand how price moves from zone to zone, trading becomes a lot easier for you because you're going to be able to understand where direction can go, where mitigation can go. And once you have all those concepts nailed in your mind, price action actually kind of starts to present itself for you, and you can get in and out of trades pretty easily each and every day. So we're going to go through how I'm going to set this up, guys, is I'm basically going to choose like a random number here. So we're just going to use Google random number generator here, and we're just going to generate a value from 1 to 5. Okay, okay, 4. All right, so what we're going to do here is we are going to stay on the 1 minute charts, and this is live price, and I'm going to shrink this all the way down. Okay, so now it looks like a flat line, and we're going to go 4 back. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I'm going to put this in replay mode here. All right, and now we're going to open up the charts. All right. Okay, so the first thing we're going to understand and look at holistically of price is clearly at this point in time we're in an uptrend. All right. Now, price has just swept this liquidity here. Okay. And we could be looking at a potential mitigation because we've broken internal structure. So we could see mitigation and something do that, or it could come all the way down here to this flip, or it could come down to the origin down here. Okay. So we're going to look at the higher time frame. We're going to take a peek over here and we're going to say, okay, we have a drop-based drop right here. All right. Now, if we go to the 15-minute, we're going to use the 15-minute as our POI time frame. Okay. So we have a drop-based drop right here, and we have now a origin here. Okay. Those POIs would be using POIs to the left, and these are areas that sponsored current price action, right? Because this made a boss. All right. Now, what we have to understand is that yes, we have left price action, but like I said, we also do indeed have price action in here that correlates to the demand zones that um, have made this bullish price action, right? That does not mean that price has to respect these zones, but these are our nearest demand zones, okay? So therefore, looking at these demand zones, we're going to be looking at taking a short down into this demand zone, okay? So let's take a peek and see if we do get into a short. The other thing I'm noticing here is that this took liquidity, so this could potentially be a strong low. So let's go now to the 1 minute time frame and let's see if we can see what price ends up doing. All right. So the first thing I'm noticing here, guys, is we have relative equal highs. So we have liquidity above that, and we have internal liquidity here. So let's see what takes place. Okay, so price is coming up into here. I would suspect that price is going to take that liquidity. Okay, so price is taking that liquidity. Price made equal lows here, which I don't really like. So that looks like liquidity, and this liquidity is gone. All right, so let's keep going. Let's see what takes place. Okay, so this now has swept this internal liquidity. Let's see if we can get an order flow shift here. So we have OFC, and we are tapping into this flip zone. Okay, I'm going to take this trade here. I'm going to put my stop below this low. And we're going to be shooting for the high. That's a 4RR trade. Okay, so that's nice. We're going to say we secured 4R. Okay. Now we can leave a runner on, but I'm not going to leave runners on here because it's too hard to do that in back testing. So we're just going to take full lot trades and just hold them. So that's 4R. That was a nice trade. And now we're going to look at see whether or not we can get a reaction off this flip zone. So if we go to the 1 minute, you can see here that there's a sell to buy. Price is still, if we go over to here, we still have this overall flip right here. So let's see if we can get into any sort of continuation trade. Okay, so this swept that liquidity. Let's see if this gets run or if it holds. Okay, we're gonna try one more trade here. So I can't really put my stop loss to break even, but we do have a flip here, so I'd want to see this hold. Okay, that's nice. So we've now just made a higher high, so now I can go break even. And we're gonna hold to this flip. I'm just looking if there's anything else that I need to be aware of. There's liquidity right here. All right, we'll see what we get. If we get a change of order flow, then I might just actually close the trade because we're pretty high up in this leg of structure. So let's just see if we can keep holding price. So currently we're at 3R. So I mean, we're already over 5R for the day. Let's see if we can. Okay, so that broke internal structure. Okay, so if price comes back up here, guys, I might just close this trade. Might take us out BE. Okay, so price is retesting now this origin. I'm going to close this trade. Okay, so that's right here. That's 2.5R. Now, in terms of this price action here, guys, what do we have? So let's go to the 15 minute and see what's presenting itself. So we've had an OFC, and now we're coming into the origin of that move, and we're coming into the origin of this wick. All right, so let's go to the 1 minute and see if we can get into a sell, because why would we need to get into a sell? Well, this is inducement, this is an origin, so price could now do that. So let's see if we can get into any sort of sell. Okay, so let's see if we can get a retracement. Oh, that would have been nice. There was a flip there on the second time frames. I'm not doing the second time frames, guys, in this video because a lot of you don't have the second time frame, so we're just going to stick to the 1 minute. But that actually would have been a nice sell because we flipped this wick right here. Okay, we're going to have to wait for a pullback, guys. And we're going to target this zone here. Okay, price might leave without us. This is inducement, liquidity. Okay, let's see if we can get a trade in our zone here. Oh, price, okay, so it's creating liquidity. Okay, so this is where I'd love to use the second time frames, guys. So let's see if we get a trade now. If we get a massive rejection, that's gonna not be ideal. So let's see what takes, oh man. So this is one reason why trading the lower time frames, guys, is better, because there would have been an entry on the second time frames here. We swept this wick. We tapped into the origin. That would have been a nice sell. So now I have to hope for a pullback. So I'm going to hope for a pullback to this flip, guys. No, we're not going to get it. Oh, that's your internal flip. Oh, that's your high. Okay, I'm going to hold this trade and see if we get wicked in here. Okay, so we got wicked into this order block. Let's see if we can get a trade now down to this low here, which would be another 5R. So now that we've made a lower low and we've made a structural mitigation of this flip, guys, I'm going to go break even. So we're now at break even. Oh, wow. Holy crap. Okay, so that hit TP. So that's 5R. Um, Now we're back into this zone, guys. So if we go into this zone, you only have really one area that price will probably mitigate, which is the origin flip here. So this has mitigated that origin flip. So now I want to see if we can get any sort of structure, because this wick doesn't give me any sort of structure unless I go to the second time frame. So we're just gonna wait here. Oh, this is Asian session, so we're gonna give this a bit and skip forward because this is all just garbage now. So let's wait till about 3 o'clock here. All right. So now what we have here, guys, is we have new demand. Okay, so we're coming into this new demand. Let's see if we can get any sort of break of structure. We created equal highs, so that's liquidity. So there's definitely liquidity there. So let's see if we get a retest here and if we can get into this trade. Okay, so I'm going to take this trade, guys. And we're going to target the high. Okay, so I'm gonna call that. Uh, do we hit this? Do we hit the origin? Ooh, didn't quite hit it. I'm gonna leave this for a second. All right, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna secure 3.1R, or I'll just call it 3R. Um, okay, so let's go to the 15 minutes, see if there's any sort of POI that makes sense for us to short from. So we have this wick, which just got taken, and we are coming into a higher time frame, guys. OB right here. So if we actually go to the 30-minute, there's a buy to sell right here. And price right now is mitigating down. I'm going to look for a short, guys, for a mitigation. So let's see if we can refine this anymore to where we believe price will mitigate to. This looks like a potential strong high wick. So I'm going to put my trade there. And I'm going to put this POI right here. And we're going to see if we can get a mitigation short. So we just created internal liquidity. We have not made a new flip. Okay, so now I gotta wait for a retest up here. Oh, this could hold the POC. Again, guys, if you don't know the words I'm using, all of these are taught in the YouTube. Some of these are taught in YouTube. Everything's taught in my course. This is kind of just more of a video to show you guys how we trade. This could potentially go from here. This is going to be a pretty big stop loss if I take this short. This would have to cover that high. Okay, actually it's Asian session, so that's not a bad stop loss. That's a 2 pip stop loss. We're going to take a 2 pip stop loss above that high, and we're going to try and run this liquidity right here. And that might give us another 4R, almost 5R. Okay, so price held this overall flip, which is nice. And now it's made a new flip. I can't go break even yet. Okay, okay. And now I can definitely go break even. And let's see if this liquidity gets run. Oh man, that's a reaction. All right, we got taken out BE, which might be ill-advised based on what I'm seeing here. That was equal highs, and you have an origin right here. If I get a break of structure, guys, I might still try and short this. Oh man. That's what I was afraid of, because that's equal highs and that's your origin flip. So now we gotta hope for a retest, guys, here. This is coming into this flip. This might hold. This swept liquidity. This could be strong. So I'm going to take a short, guys, if I get triggered in here. Right at that origin. Perfect. The reason I'm taking that trade, guys, is that this is an origin. This swept liquidity. And obviously you have a fair value gap. So we're going to take this short. That's a 2.6 pip stop loss. It's too bad because this trade, I think this trade's still going to work out, but we took a BE. Okay, so that hit TP. That was our goal to sweep that liquidity. That was 2.3, so All right. So far, guys, we've done 4R, 2.5R, 5R, 3R, BE, 2.3R, which is unfortunate because this trade actually would have hit 4.8R. But you know what? We have to manage our trades properly, so it is what it is. So, guys, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I hope you're starting to put the pieces together. For anybody who's coming to this video and watching my YouTube for the first time, you need to go back and watch the Forex Fundamentals playlist to understand what it is that I'm doing and how I'm doing it and why I'm doing it. Everything that I did here has a reason. It's exactly what I teach on a daily basis, and so the only difference here is that I use the 1 minute time frame. And with the 1 minute time frame, you have to use a bit more risk entries. You have to kind of cover structural lows. With the second time frames, we can get a bit more confirmation of these trades. So, but I hope this was kind of insightful for those of you who want to see what we kind of do on a daily basis or how we trade. Mitigation, structure. If we look at structure, guys, if price makes a higher high and price is coming into a supply, it's most likely going to mitigate down. And then once we come into demand, it could mitigate then the new origin to make a higher high, or it could mitigate the origin to make a new low and give us a chalk because price on the higher time frame might actually be doing something like this, where now this is demand. And fractally speaking, price has to come up here to mitigate here, and then price might go bullish again. Okay. So understanding how price can play out, understanding how inducement works, and I've sent you guys the inducement videos. I've sent you the mitigation videos. All of that I am using here. All of that I am using my knowledge on how to scalp in between supply and demand zones. And you know what, you guys, you can come to the market, you can take 5R, you can leave, come back tomorrow, maybe take 2R, come back tomorrow. You don't have to sit here and trade for a very long time to be successful in the forex market. It's the issue is when people start taking 20 trades a day, 30 trades a day, and they are not following a system, they're not following rules, and they don't understand really what structure is. A lot of people don't even understand that this POI even makes sense to try short from, and that this actually is a 30-minute buy to sell, and that's why price came into that wick zone. Okay. Learning these things, guys, is part of the journey, and I hope that this was a bit insightful for those of you who are curious on how we trade. All right, guys, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.